If you're anything like me a few years ago, I used to spend hours upon hours. I'd watch videos and workshops about different business models, buy courses, but never actually get results. This is the story of how that cycle finally stopped for me. My turning point was when I stumbled upon this one course that had stood out like none others that I had taken before. So let's dive into how Taking Action Online by Philip Bowerman changed my life. So just a couple of years ago, I was all over the place when it came to my Make Money Online journey. I was basically constantly jumping from business model without getting anything a really good go and without committing to anything as in for the longer term, because I believed that it wouldn't actually require much work to succeed and that by simply trying a little bit, sales would start flowing and I'd have a thriving business up in no time. And I was only really thinking about the money and not what I really wanted in life as well. I would spend a lot of my time watching YouTube videos and different workshops about different business types. I bought a couple of courses here and there and would start to implement, but ultimately none of them went anywhere. Because I had spent so much of my time watching and educating myself about different businesses, I felt as though I was an expert. But in reality, I had no profits to show for it. So when I started watching the Taking Action Online training or the TAO training, things took a big turn. So there were a bunch of mindset videos at the start of the training, and when I went through them, it was a real big wake-up call for me because Philip is very cutthroat, brutal, cut to the chase. He doesn't beat around the bush, and he was directly addressing the issues and the problems that I had previously been facing. He was calling out all these bad behaviors, but even though I had been doing those, it was like for the first time I could actually understand why if I kept doing that, I would never actually get anywhere. And through watching these videos, I did have an epiphany and I realized that my habits needed to change if I actually wanted to start getting any results. And so my mindset changed. It shifted big time and I realized that this whole online thing is for the long term. It's not just going to happen overnight, no matter how many people or who says that it can. So one thing Philip spoke about was shiny object syndrome and how it won't actually get you anywhere. The fix is instead to focus on just one thing. He's obsessed with a book called The One Thing, and it is a really good book, so I can totally understand why. So my own shiny object syndrome came in the form of buying new courses, looking for the next shiny business to try. So I quit that and I instead committed to my one thing, which was this YouTube channel. And I said to myself that I would stop going after all the different side hustles and I would really give YouTube a red hot go. I also realized that in order to get sales, you have to get traffic. And to get traffic, you need content that is actually valuable to people. And in order to get that content, I felt a little bit lost still about how to set things up in my whole business. And so the step-by-step training inside TAO gave me that structured roadmap, which I really needed to get that initial focus and kickstart my progress, because it really does make you feel good when you implement these steps step by step. You actually do them and at the end of it, you've made progress. And then it's just about keeping that up and continuing. And so I started creating videos for this YouTube channel, knowing that down the line, it was just a matter of time until I got my first sale. And I just had to keep creating in the meantime. And a couple of months in, I was getting a lot more views and I was getting more subscribers. And that was really rewarding because I knew that these were my first signs of success. You're not just going to get sales that come out of nowhere. You're first going to get people watching and then maybe people subscribing, and that's really exciting and it's important to embrace that. And my first 100 subscribers, it felt absolutely incredible. This was a big milestone for me because I was starting to prove to myself that YouTube works. And at this time as well, I would look at my YouTube statistics and I started to realize that with the watch time and the subscribers, YouTube monetization would actually be possible. So then I hit 500 subscribers and then 1,000 subscribers, which is one of the milestones to get monetization. The other big requirement is 4,000 watch hours, which took me roughly another year after I actually hit the 1,000 subscribers. Just a couple weeks ago, actually, I reached the second requirement and my channel is now monetized. So throughout this time, I was also receiving commissions. This was mostly for Taking Action Online itself, and I've also received a few commissions for some other smaller courses, as well as some software tools that I recommend. However, surprisingly, the biggest way that this program has actually changed my life is not in a financial sense. So on this journey, I have gained so much confidence in myself and trust in myself just by committing to something. I know that I'm not just going to keep jumping around from business model to business model, trying to chase a little burst of cash. Because instead, I have focus on what I actually want to achieve for myself and my life. Because it's actually not all about the money. No, it's about living a life with no regrets, living in a way that you feel fulfilled, and you're enjoying the process of getting towards what you want to achieve in your life. And so since the program, I now have more of a purpose in my life than I did before. I have a much improved mindset for the rest of my life. For me, for everyone, obstacles and challenges that life throws will keep on coming, but I feel so much more equipped to deal with them because ultimately I know that I am responsible for my life because I am responsible for my actions. You can't just keep sitting back and waiting for other people to do good things in your life and other people to make good things happen. Don't be a victim, but actually take control. It truly is incredible what a changed mindset can do. I didn't know this at the time, nor could I see the butterfly effect that little tiny habits and changes would make, but ultimately all this was thanks to the seeds that were planted in my brain when I started and actually followed the Taking Action Online program. And I am extremely grateful for Philip's training. If you do want to try it out, I will leave a link in the description below, but if you're going to get it, don't go into it thinking that it's going to be easy work. It takes time, but everything does. If you're still in the mindset where you think things are going to come easy and you can click a button and make money and that software actually exists, it doesn't. So if you actually have dreams that you want to chase, you have changes that you want to make in your life, be willing to take that action and amazing things can happen.